Everyone uses Windows every single day, but most people only use a fraction of what their computer can actually do. Behind that graphical interface is a command line that can inspect your system, manage files, diagnose networks, control processes, and reveal information you normally never see. And in cybersecurity, knowing that command line isn't optional. So in this video, we are going to forget the graphical user interface for a while and deep dive into the terminal. Let's start from zero. This is Windows command prompt, commonly called CMD. The idea is simple. You type a command, Windows executes it, and the result appears directly in the terminal. dir lists the files and folders in the current directory. Think of it as asking Windows, what's here? cd means change directory. It lets us move from one folder to another. cd double dot moves one level back. This takes us to the root of the current drive. mkdir or md creates a new directory. rmdir removes a directory. Be careful with deletion commands. The command line doesn't give you the same visual safety net as Windows Explorer. Copy duplicates a file. Move moves a file or folder to another location. Ren changes a file's name. And del deletes a file. Again, pay attention to what you are deleting before you press enter. Type displays the contents of a text file directly inside CMD. Here's a useful trick. Echo can output text, and the greater than operator redirects that output into a file. Try it yourself. More is useful when the output is too large to comfortably view at once. CLS clears the command prompt screen. It doesn't delete anything. It simply gives us a clean terminal. Tree displays folders in a hierarchical structure. This becomes particularly useful when you are trying to understand the structure of a project or directory. Attrib displays file attributes. Windows files can have attributes such as hidden, read-only, system, and archive. For example, +h marks a file as a hidden, and -h removes the hidden attribute. You may also see commands like this one, attrib +h +s +r folder name. But don't use file attributes as a security mechanism. Hiding something is not the same as protecting it. FC compares two files and shows differences between them. This can be useful when checking configuration files or comparing versions of text files. You don't need to memorize everything. Windows has a built-in documentation, and many commands have their own help switch. Now things get more interesting. System info gives us detailed information about the Windows machine. Operating system information, installation details, system configuration, hardware-related information, and more. For troubleshooting and system enumeration on machines you are authorized to inspect, this can be extremely useful. Var gives us the Windows version. Driver query displays install device drivers. Want to know what's currently running? Task list shows active processes. Task kill can terminate a process by its PID. In a real system, don't randomly kill processes. Some are essential Windows components. It shows the basic IP configuration of your machine. /all gives significantly more information. Pay attention to the IP4 address, default gateway, DNS servers, and network adapter information. GetMAC displays the MAC addresses associated with network adapters. A MAC address identifies a network interface at a data link layer. Ping sends ICMP echo requests to test connectivity. If you receive replies, you have evidence that the destination is reachable through the path being tested. Traceroute shows the hops between your machine and the destination. This gives us a rough picture of the network path packets are taking. PathPing combines concepts from ping and traceroute to provide more detailed network path statistics. It is useful when basic ping results aren't enough to understand what's happening along the route. Now let's look at active network connections. -A displays listening ports and connection. -N displays addresses numerically instead of resolving names. The listening state is especially interesting because it indicates a service is waiting for incoming connection. Remember, seeing an open port doesn't automatically mean a system is vulnerable. Net is a collection of commands for managing various Windows networking and system resources. One particularly useful example is net user. Net user, this lists local user accounts. Net user username, this displays information about a particular account. The /add switch creates a local user account. Only do this on systems you own or administer. NetSH is a powerful Windows networking configuration utility. It can interact with networking components and configurations. It shows Wi-Fi profiles stored on the machine. If you are working on your own computer, you can inspect a specific profile with this command. On systems where Windows permits displaying the stored key, you will see additional security information using the appropriate key equal clear option. Never use this to retrieve credentials from someone else's machine. This one is for shutdown, and /A can abort a pending shutdown. /R restarts the computer. The /F option forces running applications to close, so use it carefully. PowerCFG manages Windows power configuration. It's particularly useful when diagnosing sleep, battery, and power management problems. Check disk. It checks the volume for file system and disk related errors. Don't blindly add repair options to command you don't understand. Disk operations can have consequences. SFC or System File Checker scans protected Windows system files and attempts to repair corrupted ones. This is one of the commands worth remembering when troubleshooting Windows. DISM, Deployment, Image Servicing and Management, provides tools for servicing Windows images and diagnosing component store issues. It's commonly used alongside SFC when repairing Windows. Set displays environment variables. The path variable is particularly important because Windows uses it to locate executable programs from the command line. This prompt changes what appears before your command. By default, you will normally see the current drive and directory. You can customize it for your workflow. ASOC displays file extension associations. For example, We can ask Windows which file type is associated with .txt. Title changes the command prompt window title. Small command, but useful when you are working with multiple terminals. Mode displays or configures system devices and terminal settings. Date displays or changes the system date. And time displays or changes the system time. Be careful changing system settings on a real machine. This launches the Windows Registry Editor. The Windows Registry contains configuration information used by Windows and applications. It is powerful and easy to break things with. Never modify registry entries casually. Backup important configuration before making changes. BCD Edit manages Windows boot configuration data. This is another command where you should understand exactly what you are changing before modifying anything. Diskpart is Windows command line disk partition management utility. It can list disks, partitions, and volumes and perform disk management operations. This is powerful enough to destroy data if used incorrectly. Format prepares a storage volume with a file system. Unlike many commands we have seen, this can have destructive consequences. So don't casually test this on your main drive. It displays the volume level and serial information for a drive. Cipher provides Windows file and directory encryption related functionality. It can also be used for certain free space management operations. Don't confuse wiping free space with securely deleting individual files in every possible scenario. Start can launch applications, files, folders, or URLs using Windows associated handlers. And yes, you can launch calculator directly from CMD. If Git is installed, you can check its version. These aren't Windows CMD commands in the same sense as dir or ipconfig. They are external programs that become available through the command line and when installed and included in your path. Some Windows operations require administrator privileges. PowerShell can be used to launch an elevated command prompt. Windows will ask for administrator approval. Don't run everything as administrator. Use elevated privileges only when they are actually required. Now let's talk about something extremely important for command line work. The asterisk means 0 or more characters. This finds files ending in .txt. The question mark represents a single character, so it can match something like a.txt or 1.txt depending on the matching rules. Now we are getting into one of the most important concepts in command line work, the pipe. The pipe takes the output from one command and sends it to another command as input. Now, instead of displaying every running process, we are filtering the output for Chrome. This is where command line tools become much more powerful. You are not just running commands, you are chaining them together. If you are learning cybersecurity, don't memorize these commands like vocabulary. Understand what questions each command answers. That's take a real skill. At the beginning of this video, CMD looked like nothing more than a black window, waiting for you to type something. But now you know what it really is. But remember, a command is only as useful as your understanding of what it does. If you are serious about cybersecurity, don't stop at memorizing commands. Build a lab, break things you own, analyze what happened, and learn why each command produces the result it does. If this video helped you understand the Windows command line, hit like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. In the next video, we are going deeper. Because knowing commands is one thing, knowing how to use them like a security professional is another. See you on the next video.